I'm speaking out loud. I go through experiences, and these videos are an outlet to voice what I'm thinking, the things that I'm experiencing that have caused some problems, things that need to be corrected, things that need to be balanced out. These videos are an outlet to provide the expression that's needed. Take it or leave it. Maybe this relates to you, maybe it doesn't. But what I found is that too much isolation will lead to going too deep in your mind. Too much isolation will lead to a lack of connection. And if you don't have any kind of connection with other people, sharing ideas, you might feel like you're losing a sense of purpose. You might feel like you are fragmenting away from the world. And at times it may feel like people are abandoning you, that they're not acknowledging your existence anymore. Now, why do you think that is? Why do you think people leave? Why do you think situations change? Why do you think the people that you were once closest to, now you're not even sure if they know that you exist? That's a hard truth for some people to grasp. Ultimately, I'm expressing how connection is important. Yes, people will leave, but ultimately, what makes this world operate the way it does, in order for it to flourish, in order for our reality to be something that we could feel good about, we need real connection with someone, with a few people. Maybe it's more than just a few. It doesn't really matter. It could just be one. It could just be one other person. But at the end of the day, if you're spending all of your time alone and you're disconnected from the world, that you might feel like you're losing a sense of purpose. And you don't want to do that. What you want to do is be able to have a vision of what you're going to do, how you're going to make an impact. Because what's the point if you're not? Then why are you existing? At the point where you actually pass away is the point where you no longer, you don't have a purpose anymore, because you lived your purpose. And if you're at a certain point in your life where you feel like you haven't, then I would say figure out what that is. What gifts or skills do you have to offer? And who could you be connecting with? Who is out there to listen, to share ideas, to share words? After a lot of isolation, a lot of contemplation, I've come to these conclusions. And yes, people have gone their own ways. Things have happened. Things are nowhere near the same. A lot of difficult times, difficult things have happened. But you cannot crawl into that nest, where you're just completely out of the picture. Because that's where this darkness will get you. That's where the sloth that will result from feeling like you don't have anything to do, so you just become lazy. That's where the lust, because you feel like you don't have a root connection to anything. You may seek it in forms of lust at that point. All these lower habits that people talk about, maybe it's just a big part of it is due to a lack of connection. I'm gonna end it right there.